Hello, third graders. We're going to be starting a new project today, and I want you to get a few things out before the video starts. I would like you to get out a pencil and eraser, a just okay piece of paper, either your sketchbook or just a notebook or a scrap paper, and a nice piece of drawing paper. And the sketchbook paper or the scrap paper is, if you see something from the first part of the video, there's going to be a lot of really inspiring images that we're going to look at and a video that we're going to look at. And I thought it might be a good opportunity for you to be able to quickly just jot down a little picture to remind yourself of a detail that you might want to include in your own final composition. So if you see something that's inspiring, you can quickly make yourself a little note or draw a quick little sketch to remind yourself as we're going through the first part of this video. All right, I hope you enjoy. Make sure you have your materials out and in front of you so you can draw right along with me as we go through the steps to draw your own owl composition. We will begin our owl composition with actually a branch, because our owl is going to be perched on a branch, which means it's hanging on by its talons and sitting on a branch. So starting just below the center of your paper, you're going to draw your branch line, and a branch should have two sides, so you have to draw the other side of the branch. If you want it to create a Y on the end, if you look at it sideways, it looks like a Y, then you can do that as well. Now you'll see me draw some curved lines along my branch, and those are going to be for the bottoms of the owl's bodies. The second compositional choice that you'll have to make is how many owls are in your artwork. Do you want just one? Do you want to put 2 or 3? Are they all the same kind? You're going to see me draw 5 different owls, and I'm starting with the body shape first. So I'm just trying to give you some different ideas of ways that you could draw the shape of your owl based on just my own imagination and my own ideas and some of the owl pictures that I was inspired by. I tried to simplify the shapes of the bodies that I saw. The next thing you're going to see me draw in are the owl's eye shapes. And based on all the photos we looked at and the video that we watched, there are a lot of different types of owls, and each kind has its own unique style and shape of eye. Some are much larger, some have a lot more feathers around them. There's all different ways that you can use that as an inspiration for your own owl's eyes. So I tried to do 5 different types that were kind of a simplified version of things that I saw and noticed in the photos and the video. The next detail that you'll want to add is the shape of the beak. And you'll see me do 5 different beaks, just like I've been doing for each owl. I gave each owl its own unique shape. Some are more triangles, some are more rounded, some are wider, some are more narrow. You'll see all different ideas, or you could get ideas from the different owl photos from the beginning. Maybe there was a beak that really stood out to you that you remember and you want to try to include on your owl drawing. Next, you're going to see me draw in some patterns on the bellies of the owls. And this is to represent those belly feathers. They're usually a different color and texture than the feathers on the owl's wings. And you may have noticed that during the videos or by looking at those pictures. So I'm trying to use different shapes and different patterns to represent the texture of those different types of belly feathers. Now you'll see me start to think a little bit about the shape of my owl's wings to make sure that all the owls have some sort of a wing that's separate from its body. And the next detail that you'll decide on is the talons. The talons are the toes, the feet. And you can see that I'm creating 5 different ways of drawing those little owl feet that are kind of grabbing onto our branch. And lastly, for the owl's details, I'm adding a little pattern for the wings to make the wings look like they have a different type of feather, a different texture of feather than the body and the belly that I've already created. So I'm trying to think of different ways to do that by doing repeating patterns on each of the wings. And lastly, you'll need to decide what else you want your composition to have. Does your owl fill up enough of your paper, or do you want to include a few other details in your picture? And you can see me carefully tracing with a Sharpie marker. I traced all my details and kind of erase those pencil lines as I go. And then you'll see me even trace and add some texture to the branch. And I even have the branch extend up and around next to the moon. So I could probably add a little more detail. It's pretty empty along the bottom. So this is your chance to add and look at your own picture and decide what it needs and maybe where it feels empty and figure out what you want to put there.